Who wins this series, but how many games?
Yeah, that's my pick, Lakers in 6.
Okay.
So I'm with that panel of experts. But look, I think for Portland, we talked about their defense is atrocious. And as bad as the Lakers defense was in the bubble, Portland was one of the few teams that was worse than them. And when you rely on the three-point shot so much and you don't defend, your margin of error is tiny. And that's why they struggled against Memphis and Brooklyn, because they don't defend. And then you're going against LeBron James, who they got absolutely nobody to cover him. Anthony Davis, they've got no one to cover him. I get it that Yusuf Nurkic and Hassan Whiteside are shot blockers that are okay at protecting the rim, but I don't think they're going to be able to protect it against those two. And they're obviously going to be able to get into the paint at will. And they also need, Dame shot 44% from three in the bubble, but Gary Trent shot 51% from three. I don't think that's going to continue. I know he's the son of a former NBA player, but this is his first real go-round at this level. He's facing LeBron James, who probably he grew up idolizing to some degree. And I just think the stage, I don't know that he'll crumble under the stage, but I don't expect him to shoot 51% from three. And so I also don't think the Lakers, while they have trouble guarding the perimeter, I don't think they'll be as bad as they were from the perimeter defensively and shooting it. They were the worst in the league from three-point range in the bubble. Yep. I think that'll heat up because they're going to get open shots. They're going to get a lot of them. So someday, Danny Green's going to be hot for a few games. KCP is going to get hot for a few games. Kyle Kuzma, I think, is actually playing fairly well. So I just, look, Portland will make it interesting. Dame will have some big moments, but 6 games and this is over.
Go ahead, Skip.
No, I want to hear you. You're Nostradamus.
You know what I got.
Skip picking the Blazers?
Yeah, I'm picking the Blazers. Just wait.
I got the Lakers at 6 also. I've been saying 6 for a while because I believe Dame can win you 2 games. Dame could possibly average in these 6 games. Dame might average somewhere between 35 and 40. He's capable of that. But my thing is that I'm not going to let Dame beat me. CJ goes for 30 a night. Gary Trent Jr. gets 22 a night. Carmelo turns back the hands of time and beat Carmelo from Denver and his first couple of years in New York. Okay, I can live with that. But I don't believe they can consistently do that. I believe Dame Lillard can consistently get hot for a 7-game stretch because we saw what he just did in a 9-game stretch where he averaged 38 points and basically 10 assists. So I know what he's capable of doing. And my thing is I'm going to get the ball out of his hands as much as possible. I'm going to trap him as much as possible. I'm going to force him to his left. And the bigs must show. You cannot worry about the roll. Let him roll. Let Nurkic, let Hassan Whiteside roll. Meet him at the and somebody roll and take him and make him kick to the corners. But you got to take Dame away as much as you possibly can. And that's not an easy task because Dame has unlimited range. As we saw, he walked one dribble past half court, Chris. And you heard what you call Gary Templeton said. He says, I don't care if that's Michael Jordan in the corner. If Dame Lillard has the ball, you guard him. That's what he's capable of doing. I got the Lakers in 6, LeBron James and Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis is going to average about 30 and 12. LeBron James will be somewhere around 26, 27, and 11. And we win this thing in 6.
And I got the Lakers in 3. I think it's going to be so lopsided,
You see what he's doing?
so embarrassing that the Blazers will say no mas after 3 games and say, we're unbubbling and we're going home. We're sick of this and we've had enough of this. I'm sorry. The more I watch the Blazers, the less I like the Blazers. I'm sorry. The defense is pathetic. Statistically, it was bottom of the barrel for all 9 that they've played, obviously, in the bubble. And I just got to say it. You can say I'm nitpicking again, but I'm going to back it up with facts. I don't trust Damian Lillard on the biggest playoff stages because the last 2 times I've watched him carefully in the playoffs, he has gotten swept out of the playoffs, and I think he's about to get swept out of the playoffs again. Just big picture, I'm going to say it one more time. Since he came into the league, Damian Lillard has the worst winning percentage in the postseason of any player in the league. Not all his fault, but he's got to bear the most responsibility for that because he is a superstar. Now, 8 years in the league. Since coming into the league, Damian Lillard has the second worst plus-minus in the playoffs of any player in the league who has played in the playoffs. I'm sorry, that's not great. That's not superstar. What happened in 2018 in the first round? They were the 3 seed, Anthony Davis and company, New Orleans, 6 seed. What happened in game 1? Dame was in the process at home of shooting 6 for 23 from the field. And at the end of the game, he had a shot with 15 seconds left to win the game. And if we could see this, he drives it. He gets a step on Drew Holiday, and I thought he's going to go up and shoot a little 5-8-foot jumper. And instead, he tries to veer to his left and draw a cheap foul and airballs it, begging the ref for a foul, and the ref laughs at him and says, nope, sorry, game basically
But
over.
you know that's his game, Skip. How many times have you done that on the three-point line and you say he didn't foul him?
Okay? Just go up and shoot it with conviction. Shoot it like you mean it. You're the guy. You're a superstar. You got to step on a very good defender, and Drew Holiday, you had him. And then what happened in game 2? Now they've lost 1 at home. He goes 1 for 7 from 3. He has 7 turnovers, and they lose game 2. They go to New Orleans. Game 3, he shoots 3 for 9 from 3 and has 8 turnovers. They lose that game badly. And then the last game, he shoots 1 for 5 from 3. They lose that game badly. And so for this series against Anthony Davis and company, he averages 19 and 5 assists. In the bubble, where strange things, according to Chris Broussard, were happening, it was a twilight zone. He averaged twice as many points and twice as many assists.
Yeah.
38 and 10 versus 19 and 5 in 4 games versus New Orleans. Then he played very well against Russell Westbrook last year, waved him goodbye at home. And then what happened when he ran into a no KD Golden State? What happened? All 4 games were winnable and close going to the fourth quarter. And Damian Lillard in those 4 fourth quarters and 1 overtime combined shot 31% from the field and 29% from 3. He was a minus 30 in those 4 fourth quarters and 1 overtime. That's horrendously bad by his standards. That was year 7. The New Orleans was in end of year 6. Well, now he's in year 8. Well, how can I trust him? I can't trust the defense, and I have to trust him to show me he can come up huge against LeBron and company. I haven't seen it from him before enough, and I don't think I'm going to see it now. I don't think they have anybody who can keep LeBron from the rim, and I think it will be slice and dice time. And unless Damian can come up big and close deals the way he didn't in the restart games, they're going to get annihilated and humiliated by the Los Angeles Lakers.
Chris, before you go, I'm going to ask Skip something. You said Dame deserves the most of the blame for the losses because he's a superstar.
That's what you told me.
Okay, well, shouldn't he get the lion's share of the credit for the wins because he's a superstar? Mm-hmm. Because you've been passing that around to CJ. You gave it to Gary Trent Jr. Right. You giving it to Carmelo Anthony. You talk about Nurkic had a 2020 game. What about Dame? He's the superstar.
Okay, only against Memphis did I say he played 12 fourth quarter minutes of a shootout, back and forth, do or die game, and he only took 1 shot.
That's all he needed.
And CJ made 3 in a row huge shots from 3 minutes down to a minute and a half, and then Melo hit the dagger. I don't know. Where was he? How can you only take 1 shot and you guys give him MVP? I don't know. You're disqualified.
But hold on. You know, you do realize that one of the reasons they were in that situation because CJ wasn't playing particularly well. He had 15 points going into the fourth quarter.
So now Portland is a we?
I didn't say no. I said, was he playing well? Yes or no?
Say it again.
Was CJ playing well? No. He had 15 points heading into the fourth quarter. Dame had 26. Okay. He ended with 31.
Who kept coming up with big clutch shots at the end of games? It wasn't Dame. It was CJ and or Gary Trent. It was. Without
51, without 61, without 42-12, that don't even matter. No, Gary Trent wouldn't even matter. CJ wouldn't matter.
The deal. If you're that guy, you can close it.
You don't have to close it 100% of the time. Even the great Michael Jordan did not close them 100% of the time.
How about once? Show me one bubble game he closed that he just said, I slammed the door. I take it over, and you can't stop me.
I watched him in the playoffs. He do this to James Harden.
Okay.
I watched him do this to Paul George and
Yep.
Russell Westbrook last year.
And then what did he do to Stephen Clay?
Skip, you do realize that all they did without KD was revert back to a 73-9 team, revert back to a 67-15 team, a team that won the finals, that went to 2 finals without KD. That's what they did. So you make it seem like they just like they.
Damian Lillard, end of year 7, not first time around the block. You better do that one. I kept coming in here every morning saying, I don't know what happened to them because I liked them. I thought they had a real shot to win.
If you look at it, Skip, when KD was there, they played better minus KD than they did minus Steph. When KD and Clay was there, you look at them and then look at them when KD was off the court and Clay and Steph was there. Because they were used to playing with one another, Skip. Stop trying to be like
Is he that guy or not? Is he a superstar?
Well,
Shannon
Yes.
tells me super, all in caps.
Super.
Superstar.
He's a
I'll give you
superstar.
this, Skip. Here's what I'll give you. If they do get swept, like you're saying, and I think that's kind of a ploy that when it gets to 5 games, 6 games, then you'll say, all I hear about are the Lakers, LeBron James.
He tried to get Dame upset.
Right, the Portland team that doesn't play defense. That's what's coming when it goes 6. But I'll give you this. If Dame doesn't play well and they get swept in 4. Now, if he plays well and they get swept, so be it. But if he's, 22 points a game, 38% shooting and all that, and they get swept, I give you that a lot of what he did in the bubble will be kind of lost. Like people will they remember it, but it won't hold the weight that it does now. But if they go 6, he plays well, all of that stuff will be remembered. I will give you that.
He's trying to get
People will
Dame
look at
ticked
that as
off.
just a hot streak.
Chris, all he's trying to do is get Dame
No.
ticked off because last time he got Dame ticked off, Dame dropped 61-8. So he's trying to get Dame ticked
No.
off at the Lakers. So
Get the Lakers beat.
because as much as he tried to nitpick on Dame, who he waiting to really nitpick on. Chris, we already know that, Chris. We know he waiting on old GOAT, but old GOAT
Chris,
ready.
Shannon Sharpe is on the hottest seat he's ever been on. He has such mixed emotions. He's rooting for Dame against the King. Uh-oh.
No.
This is
No,
trouble.
That ain't happening.
it is.
That ain't happening.
Here we
I don't know how
go.
you're going to handle it, Jim.
Can't wait.
Yeah,
But
seriously.
Dame averaged 41.
We'll have
That's
to
what he
wait and
wants.
see. Chris, always a pleasure to have you. We'll check in with you again later this week.
Thank you for watching. You can subscribe here to get the latest from the show, and be sure to check out more of the best clips from Undisputed, or go watch a few other segments from our other shows on FS1.